Hey everybody, it's Thursday, means it's time for your Thursday thought. My thought for you is kind of around comps. And so one of the probably highest values that we provide sellers is to kind of go in and pull the statistical data to say, hey, this is what's happening in your neighborhood. This is the direct data from the MLS. Here's the beds, the baths, the square footage, the year it was built, the garages, lot size. This is the half-mile radius around your house in the past 6 months, and we can start to put together a picture of what that home's value might be worth. And then we can kind of start tweaking things a little bit, saying, well, this one has granite, this one doesn't, this one has hardwood floors, this one doesn't, this one has solar panels, this one doesn't, and we can just begin to formulate a price. And it's as much an art as it is a science. And every once in a while, I come across a house that is just so awesome and so unique that it's so difficult to begin assigning things. Things like super high efficiencies, like 2x8 walls and 2x12 construction, boiler systems with radiant heat throughout all the floors, amazing views that are kind of hard to put a dollar sign on. And so that's why I say it is kind of an art. And when the seller and the realtor work really well together to begin to formulate, and maybe even start listing out pros and cons and assigning dollar amounts to each one to kind of begin figuring out what we might want to list the home for. Because obviously it's my goal to get my clients the maximum amount they can for their house, but also giving them good advice so they don't sit on the market for a long time. Because obviously sitting on the market, and whenever a buyer sees those days on market start hitting 30, 60 days, even on some of these big homes, they're looking for a deal, and we only lose negotiating power when we hit those days on market like that. So anyway, it's been really interesting over the years, just kind of honing and fine tuning that skill and kind of and getting into it. So ultimately, what's my thought for you is comps are an art as much as they are as a science. The data helps, but then we really got to look at the home on an individual basis, an individual case, and begin to use some reason and some logic to come up with a good list price. And then we do our best to showcase that home and obviously market it and then sell it. But the comps, it can be an ongoing mull it over type scenario. It's not something you can always sit down at a kitchen table and figure out in 20 minutes. And so I just want to leave you with that thought. If you're working with a realtor, you want to work with me to kind of assess what your home may be worth, I'd be happy to kind of have that conversation with you. Thanks everyone. Hope you're well. Thanks for tuning in to this week's Thursday Thought. And we'll see you next week on next week's Thursday Thought. See ya.